is the Black Shift Group podcast. Our mission is to create space to elevate, enrich, and expose individuals of color to ideals and concepts that they may not have been privy to. This is your girl, Young Ree.
And I'm your granddad, and that's All Relations. This podcast is just real conversations with real people.
We're going to be discussing lifestyle topics such as overall health and fitness, finances, culture, decode some media, and so much more.
After all, no one really knows what they're doing, so let's just wing it together.
All right, so let's get into it, y'all.
Hey y'all, hey. Y'all already know this is your girl Young Ree, back at it for another week for the Black Shift Group. Today is going to be a solo episode with just me. It's actually the morning right now, Sunday morning. It's so beautiful outside. I got my green and turmeric tea that I'm sipping on. And I just wanted another ramble episode, basically. So I've been feeling a little stagnant. I've been feeling a little stuck this week. And the reason being is because I've really been thinking about the whole thing of friendships and holding each other accountable, and how, you know, a friendship is also a relationship and it's a two-way street. So both people need to be held accountable. Both people need to water that friendship, meaning I come see you, you come see me. You know, both people in the friendship need to create space. You know, that's kind of been bugging me a little bit. Recently I, went separate ways from my mate, and it was needed. It's time for me to start, readjusting my circle, because I am reaching, another level in my life. I'm growing up some more. I'm really, being able to point out the things that I like and I don't like, certain things that I'm willing to accept, and that I won't accept out of a person, because the goal is, when you get with someone, it's not for you to, see the potential in them. It's for you to basically, just get to know that person as is, and based on where they are, on their journey, are you willing to accept that person? If they never change, if nothing never changes, can you live with that? And it's like, I'm kind of getting to that point, with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody around me, because I know that I'm like one of those people where I can feel energy. I can feel energy really easily. I soak it in very easily. So, you may be having a bad day, you come around me and you're going to throw my day off a little bit, So it's like, I now have to really start evaluating everybody. Are they watering me as I water them? Are we, it's a two-way street. Are we meeting each other halfway? Do I feel supported? Do they feel that I'm supporting them how they need to be supported? Because a lot of times we get so caught up in trying to do what we feel is best. And the excuse that we'll give is, well, I'm trying, I thought that was what you needed. Well, no, it's sometimes it's not for you to think of what the other person needs. It's actually for you to ask them, what do you need? How can I be there for you? What can I do for you? And I'm one of those kind of people where, I'm still working through not being as timid, because like, I wasn't a really outspoken, coming up, and it's like, now it's there, but it tends to be there at the wrong times. You kind of get what I'm saying? So, for instance, if I feel like somebody isn't doing their due diligence with something that I'm involved in, I'll just continue to make suggestion after suggestion after suggestion. And then I'm the type of person where it's like, poof, I'm gone, and I'll just disappear. And, like with other situations, it's like, I don't mind putting you on blast, or I don't mind like calling you out if it's something if it's something that's not as detrimental type of thing. So it's like I'm definitely still growing when it comes to my communication, because I am the type of person where, I'm gonna say it to you once, I'm gonna say it to you twice, and then the third time I may just disappear and I'm not gonna say anything again, and I'm just gonna act like you don't exist, because that has just always kind of like worked for me or whatever, since I wasn't equipped with proper communication skills coming up. So that's one of my mechanisms that I know I need to work on, and I know I need to, better communicate, because a lot of times people don't know. And I always kind of grew up where it's like, everybody got common sense. Everybody should know, like, how you want to be treated. So you should be treating that person like that. And now I'm starting to figure that no, like, niggas was not being brought up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were really like learning defense mechanisms, learning different things to cope with love. You know what I'm saying? So, or not even with love, just in general with life. So it's like I, of course, learned my defense mechanisms, in the environment that I was brought up in. But it's like after going through the major depression, it really caused me to evaluate things, like, no, Larisha, you're actually wrong in this situation, or, no, like, check myself, and I noticed that a lot of people, they're not in the business of checking themselves. They're not in the business of, okay, just taking a step back, removing themselves from the picture so that they can see the whole picture. People don't do that. And that's something that I constantly have to do on a daily basis, because, I was diagnosed with that. I no longer claim it, but it still, sneaks up on me. That anxiety will still sneak up on me. Those negative thoughts will still come in and try to take root. So that's something that I have to do, so it does kind of bother me, when I'm involved with other people, or I have people in my circle and, we're working on different things, or we're aspiring to do certain things where I feel like I'm doing the bulk, and I feel like I'm not being met halfway. I feel like the friendship isn't being watered. I feel like I want to get ghosts. Like, a bitch want to chuck the deuces and be like, I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm one of those people that when I care, I have a hard time quitting you, because it's like, I see your potential and I want to push you towards your potential, and I want to, make sure that you're, that you can get there, that you be there, because it's like, ultimately, I think that those are the things that I'm looking for someone to do for me, because there's, there are still times for me where I don't, feel at my best. There are times that I want to quit. Like, I'm not even going to front. Like, I wanted to quit this podcast since I started maybe like 3 or 4 times. But it's like every single time, like, out of nowhere, the universe will like have someone comment on the post and be like, we need things like this. We need this. So, that causes me to persevere. But there are those times, where you get into that mindset where you're just like, oh, it's not good enough. What am I doing this for? Blah, blah, blah. But you just kind of have to be like, girl, and point it out. You have to be able to point it out and say that this is not, keep going. You started this for a reason, just keep going or whatever. And one of my major things is a support system, because, I'm the oldest out of my siblings. And it's like I automatically kind of took like an independent kind of role or whatever, because me and, my mom, she worked 2 jobs. So me and my brother, we were a lot of times like stay at home by ourselves or whatever. So it's like I automatically feel like I had to take like the responsible role, but it's like my adaptation, because a lot of kids, you put them in that kind of situation, they started to feel themselves, but they started to act like they grown because their parents in there. I was still pretty good at maintaining being a child, so it's like a lot of, I was still a child in essence, so a lot of stuff was still a culture shock to me. Even though, I had that time where I could run amok and get into whatever I wanted to get into, it's like I still maintained being a child, but I was just responsible, So it's like when you have to automatically take that role at such a young age, you become really independent, and you kind of like don't like relying on people, and don't like just having to like depend on people. And that's like one of the hardest things ever when you're a child, because it's like you're a child, you're gonna have to like you got your parents, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of translated into me keeping a lot of stuff in, me keeping a lot of like feelings and stuff that a lot of things that would bother me, or where I was like upset, I didn't like how certain people did certain things. I would just keep it all bottled in or whatever, and I would just always have this thing in my head, when I turn 18, I'm gonna blah blah blah. You know how we do. But I still maintain that, child, like I stayed in a child's place, basically. You know what I'm saying? Even though, I was feeling all this, I need to get away. I can't take it. All of that. It's like I still maintain the good child, go to school, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. So, with me holding everything in, I do have a hard time like trusting people. And one of the easiest ways for me to kind of like start letting my guard down is for you to say, like, Reed, how can I be of assistance to you? What can I do? What do you need right now? Like, what do you need me to do for you? Because I felt that a lot of times that space wasn't created for me. So when you approach me like that, it causes me to like let my guard down a little bit more, it causes me to like kind of like see you in a different light, see that you respect other people, see that you're willing to like put in work for that person. Like you can't assume that you can keep doing what you do all the time, blah, 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 and never make an adjustment for the other person for them to feel supported, and I guess that's kind of just like in the space that I'm in, like, I went separate ways from my partner, and it's like I'm reevaluating a lot of my close friendships because I'm not feeling supported, I am at that stage in my life where I am, really deciding what I want to do, where I want to go, how I want to maneuver in life. And a lot of stuff just, mediocre. Like, I can't be mediocre with myself, because if I was mediocre with myself, like, I would be taking an antidepressant. I would be, just constantly just falling victim to. And it's like, I'm not choosing to do that. So it's like, I'm not going to allow nobody to handle me in a mediocre way. So, just a little ramble, ramble here. But it was something else that I wanted to talk about today. But what was it? Because I woke up this morning and I had like a whole like, ooh, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about that. And I kind of like forgot. I don't know. I think that's really all that I wanted to say. Kind of like just get that off my chest, because I am timid. So when I come to this microphone, I take a lot of my mask off, and future, but I take like my mask off, and I'm able to speak more candidly, and I'm able to open up. And a lot of times, once I'm done or whatever, once I hit stop on the recording, like I feel so much more like just lighter and freer, and just like so that's something that I definitely want to get off my chest. And then another thing that has been like really close to me for like the last maybe year and a half or so, but I have yet to launch it, and I have yet to really do my thing on it, which I'll we're gonna bookmark that, and then I'll go back to why I hold myself back. But yoni steaming, I'm not sure, or vaginal steaming, whatever. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with that, but I know it has helped me tremendously, as far as cleaning yourself up, removing different scents and things like that. Giving you an overall detox, letting that be your meditative time, letting that just... So basically what it is that you will boil some herbs of your choice. You'll straddle it while the steam is rising, and let it permeate the surrounding tissue of your vagina. And it's so many benefits, so many different herbs you can use. There is no like right or wrong way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as you're not like putting chemicals in it, because this is like the natural way, but there's no right or wrong way. If you like a one herb kind of girl, do your one herb thing. If you're like a 13 herb kind of girl, then do your 13 thing. But you just straddle it, you let it, rise or whatever. And it assists you so much as far as the cleanliness, the overall smell, the overall feel, like just everything. Now, disclaimer, it will change the integrity of your cycle, because it'll help you with like cysts and stuff, so that way you're not shedding excessive blood every month. Because I experience acute blood loss. Like every month that my shedding would come on, it would be acute blood loss like every single month, to where I'm having to go to the hospital. They offering me blood transfusions. Like a bitch was dying. Like I was dying slowly. Like, so when I used to say that when my cycle came on, that was not a joke. Like I was literally bleeding to death. And then I did some like research, when you become enlightened and you start just digging into all different other kind of things, you fall upon things that may be of benefit to you. Like I'm never the type to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? Like if you said something that could be of value to me, I'm going to take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take it. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to put it in my life however I can. But I don't necessarily have to like you as a person. I don't have to like your values. I don't have to like the things that you've done. But I'm going to, use what I can. So, I came across that, and I bought the herbs, and brought what herbs that I researched that would better benefit me, and I started steaming. And y'all, like, my cycle is down to like 4 days. Like I used to be like a 5-6 day girl with like overnight pads every day. Like there was no light day. I would just wake up and it would kind of be done, and I would be like, oh, I can build my energy back up. But now it's like it's so much lighter. Like I feel so energized, and I know that's so weird, but yeah, I be feeling like energized towards the end. Like I really like shed some stuff, So y'all should definitely look into that. I have supplies, so if anybody is interested, y'all can always email me at theblackshipgroup@gmail.com, and child, hit me up and I will send you everything that I use as far as the sitz bath and the a couple of samples of the steam that I curated for myself. Or if you do your research and you decide that you want these herbs in them, if I have those herbs, I'll go ahead and put them together for you. But each one teach one. Like that has always been my thing. Like I always felt like there's no point in you like getting a one up on if you're not going to pull the people behind you up. That has, I don't know, like that has always my thing. And it's like, I have so often come into situations where people are just so glad that they got the one up, like I'm so happy. Like that was just like the attitude. Like the attitude was just like, oh, you're not on my level, get on my level, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, why? If someone isn't on your level, that means they're ignorant to the fact, so why wouldn't you put them on game? That's, always been my, one of those things, you know what I'm saying? What else do I want to ramble about? I think that might be it. So what do we cover? We covered friendships. We covered, just relationships in general. And, water me, I water you, and everything will be all good. And I also covered just a little snitch bit on vaginal steaming, because it's like, to me, it's not that deep. Like, I feel like you either gonna do it or you're not. You either gonna do the research or you're not. I'm not finna put you on like, oh, I'm the creator of, because I'm not. You can do a Google search. You can find different stuff. Like, I don't like, since I'm like really heavy in like conscious knowledge and conscious teachings and lectures and stuff, I am completely disgusted by people that teach like they're the creator of, like, this knowledge never existed, blah blah blah. Like, I really hate that. My thing is, you read a book or you did whatever to get that knowledge. Why not just point me in the direction that you went? Like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to you, you know what I'm saying, because you're feeding me the information based on your paradigm, you know what I'm saying. But why not refer me to the original content, so I can, build my own understanding of it, my own understanding of it. So that's always my thing. And I feel like, with education and how structured it is, it's like you got to get it from that person's paradigm and no other paradigm, or you can't get this piece of paper. And I mean, like, I'm not saying like piece of paper, like I'm trying to discredit, anybody, that went to college and got their degrees and stuff. But those tend to be the same people that have this one-up kind of attitude. Yeah, you one-up, my nigga. You got a whole house worth of debt. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got no house. So, I don't know. Yeah, that was a little bit of shots fired, because I have been rubbed the wrong way a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I do tend to be well-spoken in certain groups. And like, one of the first things they say, oh, well, what school did you go to? And I'm like, the school of YouTube? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't go to a university. Oh, and then that's the whole discussion. Why didn't you go? Da, 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 da. Yeah, I went, but I dropped out. Like, it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. And I felt like they just don't, like, dive deep enough. Like, it's so much more out here that you can know and you can learn and all of that. And I just felt like it wasn't, like, diving deep enough for me. So I just, fell back, went into the workforce. Yeah. But yeah, I did put a bookmark. Remember, I put that bookmark and I was like, why I hadn't launched the whole Yanni steaming thing, right? Because parents, we have to be mindful of like the conversations that you have with your children when they're really young and they have like those little things that they like to do, like little hobbies and stuff like that. My thing back when I was young was singing, y'all. I used to love to sing, and it was like in my mind, I just knew I was like gonna be on the level of like Beyonce, but like I wasn't gonna be like the level of performer she was, but more like an intimate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we chilling, open mic night. Like, that was the whole circuit that I wanted to do. Like Jill Scott, Erykah Badu kind of, just kind of like vibe, right? I used to get told, shut up. And I could sing, like, I could really sing, right? But, like, my family just like, shut up, girl. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. Like, hush. Like, shut up. Like, hush. You know what I'm saying? And I used to have, like, family members hating on me. We used to do, like, the singing contest. And they used to be, like, hating, like, oh, she don't sound that good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of already being, like, the timid child. You know what I'm saying? That really planted negative seeds in me. So it's like, now, I have to reassure myself. I have to, put myself in those situations where I'm constantly like affirming myself. That's why I have like the affirmations up over my bed. And, I have to do that because, it was instilled in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can really sing. Like, a bitch can really sing. Okay. And it was like, when you growing up and your initial support system is your family and they telling you to like, shut up. Oh, you're not that good. Like, I even did a talent show before and like, I was so excited for the talent show. It wasn't even about me winning. It was the fact that I was going to be like on the stage, by myself singing for people to hear me. Like, I didn't care if I got booed. I didn't care about none of that. It was just the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could get dressed up. And like on the way out the door, she wasn't even a friend of the family. She was a churchgoer. And see, and this is, okay. She was like, well, don't worry about trying to win. And I was just like, huh? How is this a pep talk? And I just, went on to the thing. And, like, that was even a hard time for me, too, because, like, my mom wasn't able to make it or whatever. But, I still pushed through and I still had a good time. But, just be mindful of what you're saying to your kid. Like, telling them to shut up when they may have something you may not know about it. You may think it's weird as hell. You may think it's really weird. And, like, why are they doing that? But let them do that. You know what I'm saying? If they making, like, boom shakalaka boom boom sounds, like, let them do that, because they may turn around and be like the best beat maker like ever, you know what I'm saying, when their time come. Like, if you got a daughter that like to sing, let the child sing, you know what I'm saying. If you got a child that's constantly wanting to flip and tumble and everywhere you go they just want to take off running, let them do that, because that is them naturally expressing themselves. And when you suppress that inner child too early, when you suppress it before they have the mindset of, well, I'm going to do it because this is what I want to do, because this is what I believe in, you can ultimately snuff that child out. You know what I'm saying? Like, completely snuff them out, so that when they become an adult, they second guess everything. You know what I'm saying? And they're not sounding any of the decisions that they make. And they're always seeking validation. So that is something that I'm working on. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm working on that. Because, a lot of this growing up and maturing, it is a lot of forgetting what you learned as a child from people that didn't even know what the heck they were doing. So it is a lot of forgetting that. It's a lot of unlearning and relearning. So you have to be gentle with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You still have to kind of like parent yourself, because like me, I don't have any kids. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that the truest reason why I don't have any kids, because that inner child is me, is she's still so prominent. She's still so like, please hold my hand. That I think that she would really struggle. I think that she would really struggle trying to guide another soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that, the spirits up there aren't like putting together a game plan, like, oh, she thought. Not like no soul is just like, oh, bitch, I'm finna come through your vessel. Know that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they not like gaming on me or nothing, but just saying that right now, as of today, I'm not with child. So as of today, that little girl in me is still like, can you hold my hand? Can you nurture me? Can you do these things? So that's what I do. I dive back into those hobbies that I had when I was a little girl, where people would tell me to shut up, or can you sit still, or, go sit down. Like, get back into those things, you know what I'm saying? Because ultimately that was like, you come down here with no fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come down here with no fear, and you get taught fear. You get taught, oh, don't put your hand in the plug. Oh, don't touch that hot thing. Oh, don't go over there. Don't put that in your mouth. Take that out your mouth. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get taught the things to be afraid of. What's so crazy is that when I was a little girl, my dad had always had dogs, and I was just always like scared of the dogs. Like, I don't even know where the fear of like dogs came from, but I was just always like afraid. And it's like, now I'm not afraid. And I know that that's weird, because it's like, oh, you just grew up, so that's why you're not scared. But no, like, I was scared. And it's like, now, like, it's not scary to me. Like, at all. It's not like, they're not scary. They can be barking, like running to try to jump on me, no matter how big or little they are. I would get afraid with just barking, like, oh my God, where's the dog at? But now I'm not. But yeah, I'm rambling now. But y'all already know we're available on Podbean, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Take a listen, share, subscribe, thumbs up. We are still looking for people to come onto the show. I'm going to be sending out some emails this week, and hopefully, I get some response back. for people to come on. What else are we working on right now? I am working on the video aspect, y'all. Y'all know, like, I am the curator of this, so, everything is falling on my back. So, everything is going to unfold as my time comes for it to unfold. So I appreciate the people that have been rocking with us. I know that you guys are waiting to hear people on the show. I know that you guys want a video aspect. I know these things, because that's what I would want, like I consume it just like y'all. Like once it's done recording, like I, still get the pop up on my phone and, I listen back and I be like, oh, I wish she could have said this, saying that, and it's me, but you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to remove yourself from the picture so you can see the whole picture. So yes, I want video, I want vlogs, I want guest appearances, but right now, this is just how it's going, which I'm satisfied with, because once again, this is such a release for me, whether y'all listen or y'all don't listen, coming on here is like, is really helping me. It's rehabilitating me, because after I state these things on this microphone, I don't go over it anymore in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not necessary. Like you've gotten it out. You let people know how you feel. Now let it go. Move on. So that's where I am. Y'all know our social medias are Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. I appreciate like everybody that's been following us on Instagram, that's been commenting on YouTube. Like that kind of, it means a lot to me, because it's a lot of work went into this project and it's going into this project. As far as me like picking out the beat, coming up with what we were going to say in the intro, doing the editing from week to week, making sure the sound quality, like a lot of stuff goes into this, and it's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Definitely when you're like, I'm not tech savvy at all. I decided to do a podcast when I struggle with opening like the most simple things on Windows. Like, no lie, I thank God for my brother. Like, he is a genius, y'all. Like, so serious. He built his own computer and everything. But I thank God for him. But yeah, I'm rambling now, but just hit me up. Y'all can email me, theblackshipgroup@gmail.com, for any ladies that may want to try out the Yanni steam. I do have ample supplies, and I will be giving them away for free if you send me an email. If you're not in state, you may have to pay shipping. But if you're around town, hit me up. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Can't wait to talk to you guys next week. This is the Black Ship Group.